What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast or show, whatever we want to call this. Today, I have a very special guest. We have the Brick Public. He is a. I have chat open. Sorry about that. He is a custom clone content creator, but he is striving to create mocks and other types of videos, and really excited to see where he goes in the future. But I'm glad to have him on the podcast. But without further ado, hey, how you doing?
I'm
Welcome.
doing great. Hello.
Good. Well, yes. Let's quick address everybody in the chat. We got Easy Bricks, we got Scott, we got Zig, Jedi Master Neves, Caleb. What is up, everybody? Got the good old crew. But yeah, okay. So just so everybody knows in chat, I'm not gonna be, watching it as closely, just because I want to talk to the Brick Public and you know all that stuff. So apologies if I miss your comments or anything like that, but I will keep an eye on it. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
I just see
how
the
you
comments
doing?
in the right side of the screen.
Yeah, how
I'm
you
doing
doing?
I'm doing good. Um, Things are going good. Just came back from Brick Fair like a few days ago, and
Nice,
things are just going great.
sick. Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about Brick Fair first, I would love to kind of hear your experience.
All right, so um, Brick Fair, Virginia. I live all the way down in Ohio. It took a solid 8 hours to get there and 8 hours to get back.
It's a drive.
It is a drive, and we went down there. I saw the convention center. It was big, and we went in there, and all of a sudden, I was just flooded by the amount of people and the amount of bricks everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
On one side of the convention center, there is the mocks, and on the other side, there are the vendors, and um, I do remember seeing a bunch, like, there was a section of, like, full Clone Wars and Star Wars type mocks, and
Yeah,
every
nice.
kind of random.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bunch of, like, art made of Legos. There was, let me think. They're, like, Bionicles. There was a
Yeah.
Bionicles, like, full out, like, these big boards that had each letter on them with, like, one of the Bionicles, like, behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was really cool. Bunch
Oh,
of
that's so
other
cool.
like anime type stuff, bunch of mechs, skyscrapers. It was
Mm.
just awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, did you get to talk to a lot of people?
I got to talk to a lot of people and
Nice.
it was just fun. I actually
Nice.
have like recordings of it that I still need to edit all together, and then I'm probably going to release a video about it soon.
Sweet. Yeah, definitely do that. I'd love to see everything. It's a great experience, like going to like a whether it's a big or small convention, just linking up with people who are just as passionate about Lego Star Wars as you, and it's a fun time. So I'm glad you had fun, and it's a cool experience.
Yeah.
Um, was there anything that stood out to you, like any mocks or anything like that?
There was this one big clock. It reminded me of Big Ben, but it wasn't Big Ben. It was just
Mhm.
this big clock tower with like rainbow lights on it, like tan bricks, dark brown bricks, like stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
And I don't quite remember this, but I feel like the hands of the clock were actually spinning. I'm
Okay.
not exactly sure if it was like the actual time accurate or not, but it was like making like its circles.
Hmm. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Yeah, I remember going to Brickfest, which is like a smaller kind of. It's not even classified as a convention, but um, there were a lot of really cool stuff there. And a lot of the most memorable stuff wasn't even Star Wars for me. There were a lot of cool Star Wars mocks, but um, some were like someone made like a Stranger Things thing, like mock, and it was huge. It was like at least three of my tables here, like large, and someone made like an International Space Station, which was really cool. But yeah, it's crazy what some people are able to do.
Yeah. It is crazy because if you have the mindset for it and you have the budget, then you can just basically do anything.
Yep, for sure. I guess the hardest part is getting the bricks and everything like that.
Yeah. That's what Bricklink's for, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, that and joining your local lug, because they get like special deals from Lego themselves on like bulk parts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's worth it. But Bricklink is pretty good too.
Yeah.
So were you there? It's like a 3 day long convention,
It
right?
was a 3 day long convention. I went on Sunday because mine was, well, the vendors are going to have stuff out for cheap if it's on Sunday because
Yeah.
that's the last day. And I was actually able to pick up like my favorite Star Wars ship
Mhm.
in history, and that's the U-Wing. I was able to get one,
Oh, nice.
and I'm overjoyed with it. I just finished it yesterday, and it is amazing.
Sweet.
Like I was
That's
actually
awesome.
planning on like recoloring it a different color because that's how cool it is. It could be cool in like any color.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes, vendors will throw on last day sales and stuff, but also you got to watch out for like out of stock stuff, which really stinks. But,
Yeah.
you know,
But the best part is that if it's out of stock the days before, you're never gonna know it's out of stock.
exactly.
You're not gonna
True.
know you missed it.
No harm, no foul. Well, that's cool. So, yeah, Brick Fair, Virginia, that's like one of the large ones. Do they have like speakers or any like, PowerPoint presentations and stuff like that?
No, I did not see any of that. The only
Okay.
thing they had a stage in the corner, but they were using it for some kind of bingo.
Oh, okay.
Like that's the only thing I saw. They might have had like speakers days before, but I didn't
Hmm.
see any.
Gotcha. Well,
There
it,
was
yeah.
this wall of like they had these little like small base plates and all these different one by one bricks in all these different colors, and there was this wall you could put them on, and it was basically like you can make a design, put it on the wall, and they'll keep it up for like the rest of the thing.
That's cool.
And I made Bart Simpson.
Word. That's cool. That must be a pain in the butt to disassemble when the, convention's over.
Oh yeah,
Can't imagine. Well, that's cool. Like, nice. So, and this was your first convention?
this was my first convention.
Nice. So, definitely more in the future for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. So, I mean, I've been asked at least a dozen times, like, "Hey, you going to Brick World Chicago?" And I'm like, "Nah, like, I'm not going." They're like, "You should definitely go." I'm like, "Absolutely," but it's a little late for that now. But yeah, I hear nothing but good things about Brick World Chicago. So,
I've
I mean,
never
you're
heard
pretty
of it.
close. You're pretty close to
I
Chicago.
I've been to Chicago a few times actually.
Hmm.
I've I the city I live in is not even a city. It's like a town with
Hmm.
like not that big a building. So every time I go to like a major city, I always look up and my neck hurts seeing how tall these buildings are.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're making a bucket list, I think Brick World Chicago should be on there for sure.
Yeah.
Because you already got like one of the biggest on the East Coast and Brick Fair, Virginia. So
Yeah, I was told it's like the biggest in the country.
nice. Yeah. So I mean, oh man, you started off with the best.
I know.
But I'm sure, everything else will hold up in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's see. Did you want to go over some leaks, maybe opinions on like the new sets and stuff like that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's see if I can find exactly what I want to talk about. And we'll start with this guy. There we go. Everybody knows it.
This one,
Jedi
yeah.
Temple. So, I mean,
For a
my
foreign up,
first. Go ahead.
uh,
Sorry.
for the foreign upset, it's actually like somewhat decent.
Mhm.
Like there's the Jurassic World one out now, or it's coming out soon, and that one is just not the best.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like the figures here are decent, I think. I mean, a lot of printed parts and everything like that. But I agree what you were saying earlier with Yoda's head. He kind of looks weird. It looks
Yeah,
different. Um, it's like the cross between Clone Wars and like a little more animated, if that makes any sense.
it's like if Yoda was in Rebels, that's what it would be like.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. He seems kind of young too. Like I guess the show will take place like really early on in the Jedi kind of like storyline. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm assuming. But I mean, overall, not terrible. But
I do like the dome for the training droid.
oh, okay,
Like you
yeah, I see
you
what
could
you
probably
mean.
make that into an astromech.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I kind of thought it was, just without the legs. But yeah, that's
It, it's
cool.
it's like an like the Mando season one with the astromech in the arms and the legs.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that. Like it's not an astromech, but it's like using parts from it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know if it's a day one or even like a pickup at all for me, but it's something cool.
I'd probably just like go on Bricklink and probably buy like the astromech droid. Maybe buy that like Republic logo on the top
Oh,
of
at
the
the top.
temple.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, yeah, probably that. And you know what? Odds are, the parts we want from this are going to be the most expensive parts.
Oh, no
Yeah.
doubt.
So that logo is probably going to be like $20.
Yeah,
The
astromech
droid head
droid
is 10.
35.
Yeah. At that point, you just get the set.
Yeah.
But all right. So let's see. Okay. I can't change this. This is so annoying. I can stop the screen and then restart it again. That's all I
Genius.
can do. All right, let's see. With my eyesight. There
The
we go.
Friends version of Yoda. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So the Emperor's Throne Room. I'm stealing from M&R Productions, by the way.
How
So
much does this go for?
$100.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I don't remember how much the trash compactor one went for, but I feel like it wasn't 100.
It was like 60, I think, if
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
if
mistaken.
this was definitely, I would say this would be like 70 or 80.
Yeah. That's kind of what at least M&R says in his review. It's like, you know, I would always recommend getting stuff on sale. This one's no exception. If you get this for $80, it's well worth it.
I
So
do like the new hairpiece for Luke.
yeah, me too. I mean, it covers the back of his like double-sided head. So it covers that face print. Nothing too crazy otherwise with like the torso and stuff like
I
that.
do feel it looks more episode 1-ish than episode 3, but it
Hmm,
still looks pretty good.
gotcha. Yeah, I mean, he does a comparison here. It
Yeah.
kind of looks the same. I mean, it's cleaner lines, I think, but
Yeah, you can definitely tell there's more of a 3D aspect to it.
yeah, which I kind of like. But yeah, the hair looks good. Ryan mentioned that it does make Luke a little taller, which you can see with the side by sides. But
Yeah.
I think that the hair looks really good.
Torso printing's kind of the same, but like in the back there you can definitely tell there's some extra lines that like are making them different, but the
Mhm.
torso itself looks the same, and I don't think there was leg printing to begin with.
Yeah, it definitely looks a lot cleaner. And I don't know. It's he mentioned that one of the green button is supposed to be blue or something like
Yeah,
that. That's not really a huge deal for me, but this is kind of like the same Vader we got in the TIE bomber, I'm pretty sure.
I do like the head. The
Yeah,
head is definitely accurate.
for sure.
I Okay, that Palpatine head
Yeah,
that's
I
really
really
good.
like the Palpatine. Is it worth the $100?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I'm not a huge diorama set guy. Because with my stuff, it's like if I can use it in a mock or something like that, do an alternate build with it, then I'll pick it up. But if it's just gonna sit on my shelf, like unless it's like a UCS set, like I don't really. I don't really
Yeah.
want it taking up shelf space.
Especially if you have like a variety, like a variant of it. Like
Mhm.
actually have like the Emperor's Throne Room
Oh, okay,
that
nice.
came with the red guys. I don't remember what they're called, but
Mhm.
I have that set. I don't I I don't remember how much it cost. I think it was like 120,
Yeah, yeah.
probably cheaper, but it's bigger
Mhm.
and I just prefer it more than this because this is only like a section of like the actual throne room.
Yeah. Yeah, and like that was the one you have is more of like a play set, I guess.
Yeah.
But you can do a lot with that. There's a lot more parts too. This, I mean, with Lego and their diorama stuff, like it's catered towards adults, has 18 plus on the box and all that stuff. So they know that adults are going to pay the $100 for this. Like, they know they're going to get the money kind of thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to doing like $100 play scale set. Like it's like they're not going to get a lot of the kids and they're not going to get a lot of the adults. So it's like might as well just focus it to the people who have the money.
I've never really understood why they have the 18 plus like warning on it
Yeah.
because like what's gonna happen? That 17-year-old just gonna choke on that like piece.
I guess it's more of like advanced building techniques,
But
which
even
I
then,
don't know.
like if you've been doing Legos for years, like you know how like some
Mhm.
building techniques happen.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're not going to get a 4-year-old this set, so it's like I'm pretty sure a 13-year-old could do this very easily.
Yeah, easily.
But he did mention that the back there, the glass is like it's kind of just wedged in there. It's not really like
Yeah.
held in there. But this isn't a set you're going to be like moving around a lot anyways. So I love the chair. The chair is so
Yeah, the
cool.
chair is cool. For display, I really like it, but it's
Mhm.
just too overpriced.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sure we'll see it on Marketplace for like Facebook Marketplace for like $50.
Or on the other hand, you're gonna see it on eBay for 150.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get that. I think it's gonna be exactly like what they did with the Fast and Furious cars and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna get a lot of them. It's gonna sell out for a hot second, and then people are not gonna want to buy it, so they're gonna have to take the L and like sell it for like half price or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll see it on Facebook
The
Marketplace.
back. Oh no.
The back doesn't look as bad as I thought it would.
I do you have like Technic pieces sticking out?
Yeah, at least they're covered, I guess, but it's not the prettiest, but at least we won't see it.
Yeah.
But really interesting designs and stuff. And I'm so happy there's not a single sticker in this set.
Oh, there isn't?
No, everything's printed.
Oh, thank goodness. The one redeeming quality.
Yeah, right. That's something Ryan said in his videos. Like, if you're gonna spend $100 on the set, like everything better be premium quality.
Yeah. Like if they added stickers, like people would probably go crazy.
Yeah, they would blow a gasket. But yeah, overall, I think this is a pretty solid set. I mean, the price hurts, but I'm sure it'll go on sale.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's move on to the not fun one. That's gonna be. Gotta stop, present, share screen. Nope, this one. All right, here it is. No.
Oh my.
Oh, just so you know, this set is $80.
Not as bad as not as bad as price for like the Death Star.
Yeah.
But it definitely has its flaws.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like it's the same gripe with the Death Star for me. It's like it doesn't look like an $80 set. You know what
It
I mean?
looks more of a 60 to 70.
Yeah. Oh, and Ryan really goes
Why
hard
why
on the
is the color
minifigs.
like that? The
Yeah,
color's tan.
he was so upset that you only get 3 minifigures, 2 of them are new, and they're like preaching all this like, we really focused on the details in this set. And he's like, and you didn't do dual molded legs or dual molded arms or anything like that. The printing looks like really bad.
In in
So,
the Scout Trooper we've had multiple times throughout the
mhm.
years.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best Scout Trooper, like, hands down, but it's
Yeah.
like it's nothing new. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's just not really accurate in terms of printing or anything like that. Um, it's another set where it's like if it was $60, like okay, fine, but like
Like
like 20 extra bucks, it's like what do we get for it?
I would definitely add like a cloth poncho. Yeah, like the Leia on the right, I would
Hmm.
definitely add like one of those
Yeah,
because I think that would make it look a lot better. But
yeah,
I know
like
that
even
like
if we got that,
yeah, like Lego's not doing cloth anymore, and that's just really upsetting.
really, huh?
Like, cause like they're not fully stopping it, but they're like cutting a lot of like what should have cloth and what did have cloth,
Hmm.
like doesn't anymore.
I guess it's
Like
just getting expensive.
the 187th Trooper,
Hmm.
like the 2020 Airborne Trooper came with a waist cape,
Oh yeah,
but
they're just not doing them.
they're just not doing them anymore.
Dang, that stinks.
Which
Yeah.
is you can buy custom ones for like a lot cheaper than you could the official ones, but
Mhm.
it's the official ones. They're special. You need
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, right? I was thinking about that. I'm like, God, maybe I kinda wanna do that where I, like, make custom capes and, um, I guess they're called commas,
Yeah.
right?
I
Yeah.
I don't know if they're commas or camas.
Ah, okay. I've heard both. So
I've every time I do a few videos, I'll say waist cape, and
oh,
then
that's a
people in
better
the
one.
comments will say, "Why are you not calling it a comma or a comma?" And I'm like, "Well, one, not many people know what that is, and
Yeah.
two, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right."
One I was said comma in one of my videos and I had a comment saying like why does he keep saying comma and spelled it like the punctuation comma?
Yeah, that's what I think when I say it. I'm like, Is it supposed to be said that way? Is it comma since it starts with a
Yeah.
K? Like, what?"
And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So I mean I understand the confusion and stuff. But I really do like the speeders on this.
The
Like
speeders do look great.
in dark tan too. I mean, because they've always been brown, but now in dark tan it's just really, really cool.
I I have mixed feelings for the leaves.
I just feel so barren.
It
Like,
feels really dull and bland.
mhm.
Like I wish it was a more vibrant green, but honestly, that's what they are in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think the color's fine. It's just it doesn't feel like a forest. It feels like you got a couple twigs with leaves on it, like kind of just hanging out on the trees
Yeah,
and
the leaves
yeah.
should have been more bushy. Like a
Yeah.
lot more like leaves everywhere.
Hmm. Yeah, trees look good. The trunks actually look pretty good. I
It
like that.
it feels like my backyard right now, seriously. That's not a forest.
Yeah.
I do like the
Yeah.
moss. The moss is pretty cool.
The moss and I like the ferns because I guess that came out in the Rivendell set, and now
I
this
actually
one
have
has
some of
just a
those
whole bunch of
ferns.
stuff. Yeah. It looks great. I mean, the plants themselves, but as far as the implementation into the set, I think they could have done a little better.
All they like the thing they should have done is make like Luke's like body look better in color,
Hmm.
and I feel like they should have added more detail to the path
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
path is all just one color.
I mean, even add some tiles. You know what I mean?
You'll add some like gray studs as like some rocks or like
Yeah.
some dark brown plates for mud or something like that.
He does do a comparison with the trench run, and the trench run was 60, and this set's 80, and he's like, it doesn't feel like should be a $20 difference here,
Like
and I agree with that.
if the $20 difference is in the minifigs, then
That's ridiculous.
yeah.
craziness.
The sad
Uh,
thing is that some people are still gonna buy this regardless.
yeah, I know, right? Ben asks, have these actually been officially released? No, they haven't. I think M&R got them early from one of his contacts or something like that. But yeah.
Is he still in the Lego program? I thought he wasn't in the program anymore.
Who?
M&R.
I don't think so. No. Zipper said I was really excited for this stream, but it doesn't live up to the hype for me. Zipper, what do we need to do?
How dare you? We're trying our best here.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you out, Zipper.
Oh
He's
no.
he's a regular though, so I appreciate him
He is a
being here.
regular for me too.
All right, we'll remove this. All right, okay. That's enough talk about the new sets, I think.
Yeah.
Let's go over to customs, because I have a lot of questions for you actually on customs, because I'm still new to it and it's really tough because I always mess up something, like one little thing on my figures, and it just ruins them.
Yeah.
Um, so I
What
guess
I
what's your process with it? I know
so
everybody,
well, what figures are you going for? Painted or decaled or
decal for sure.
okay. So what I've done many techniques because the thing that still gets to me now is the legs. Like I've learned ways to get better at them, but you'll always have, especially in the 2020 style, you'll have the foot printing
Hmm.
connected to the knee printing. And you'll always have like that gap in between like the legs. I don't know how to explain it. Like the foot printing and like the knee printing are connected.
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
try to add the foot printing and the knee printing to the right part to the blank leg, there's always going to be this like piece of the decal paper just like curved, like
hmm,
where the foot and the like the calf of the knee should be.
yeah,
Like there's always that curve, and I try to like not do that because one, it just doesn't look the best, and two, um, it could mess up the leg easily if it gets like touched or like ripped or something.
yeah.
So what I tend to do is I usually just I line up the foot piece first, and then I just put the sponge on it, make it like stick,
Hmm.
and then I'll take my tweezers and I'll move the knee part so all the decal is touching to the leg
Okay.
until there's like no curve, and then I'll use my sponge. I'm using the sponges that are like triangles.
Yeah, they're like the makeup
Yeah.
sponges. Yeah,
So
okay.
I'll have the sponge the side where it's just like a 90-degree turn,
Hmm.
and I'll push it up against the foot and the leg, like in the corner, like the crack in the corner where the decal would curve.
Hmm.
I would push it down, and then there's not as much of a like a curve of the decal, and it's all pretty much connecting with the actual leg part.
Hmm. Gotcha. Okay.
There's also like microsole and microset, which actually like
Yeah.
helps move the decals. I For like a year of decaling, I didn't use those, but now that I actually use them, I regret not using them
Hmm.
because they really are like a game changer and they will save you from a lot of mistakes that you
Yeah.
may make.
I just picked up a bottle of that, so I'm excited to use it.
Yeah. Um, I don't know how many figures I used with it, but I know I need to pick up some more soon.
Yeah. I use thick brick a lot. I saw you have a couple of his decals. I don't know if you
Yeah,
use them a lot.
I have made too many orders from Thicky Bricky. I have spent too much money on this man.
Too much. Oh no.
I have like a lot of decals from him. I do enjoy like Pokemon card collecting, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
I love to enjoy just collecting his rare decals and just a lot of
Yeah.
sellers' rare decals because I
Hmm.
just think it's a fun thing to do.
Oh yeah. People who do like limited runs of something, and
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, for everybody watching, you included Brick Public. Use code LM360 at checkout.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah.
Oh heck yeah, you rock. But yeah, shameless plug there. But I genuinely actually do like thick brick a lot. I've tried Jonak before, and it's kind of a mixed bag. I think the quality's good, but like other aspects are
It
lacking.
their paper I feel is different, or the way they like make the decals on them are different because
Yeah.
my experience, I've done at least 5 different decal sellers,
Hmm.
and all of them feel different from one another in some way, whether that's like how well they're applied, like how easy they're able to like rip or what's it called? Like go over one another, like how it folds.
Okay. Yeah.
The best I found is Jonak Toys, Thicky Bricky, and what's his name? LSW Customs, Lego Star Wars Customs. He's a
Okay.
French seller, but
Hmm.
I do really enjoy his designs. They are really cool.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I found that Jonak usually has like great deals on like blank figures and helmets and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
more the hardware, I guess. But in terms of just like the quality and uniqueness, I think thick brick takes the cake for that.
Yeah, Jonak Jonak was the first seller I've bought from to start decaling,
Hmm.
but he's had a bunch of like I don't want to say like bad things happen, but like I don't know if you've known that he like years ago he just randomly starts disappearing,
Hmm.
not
Yeah.
fulfilling orders, all
Yeah, I
that.
know that.
Recently, past year and a half, so he's been doing a really good job, but people still seem to think like he's still doing the stuff from the past, but he's really moved on and has definitely grown better as a company.
Yeah, for sure. I think um like he's been consistent, and I don't know if he's just one person or like it's a team. But
I'm pretty sure it's a team.
gotcha. Yeah. Well, I'll just say Jonak. They're they've been really consistent on just like keeping up with orders and like keeping products rolling out and stuff like that, which is awesome. But I did a Black Friday um order, and I expected it to take a while. It took a couple weeks, which is fine. Like that's totally fine. Like so many orders were probably going in for them,
Yeah.
and they were very transparent on what like, hey, like if you ordered between this date and this date, your order will be going out tomorrow. And it's like, okay, cool. Thanks for the updates. That's awesome. But I got my package, and I got I think 25 of just regular plain P2 grunts, and they didn't even bother to cut them out individually. It was on this one long sheet, and
Oh
I
my
think there were
word.
like 3 of them, and they just jammed it into the package, bending
I
and ripping like half of them, and I'm just
I
like, "Are you
actually
kidding me?"
I remember having something like that. I bought some I don't know if it was Black Friday, but I definitely bought something from them.
Mhm,
And I think it was mostly Wolfpack stuff, like Commander Wolf, Comet, those guys.
mhm, yeah.
And I bought them, and then he just disappears, and my package wasn't moved for like a solid 2 months.
Oh my god.
So eventually, I just got a refund from PayPal on it, and
Mhm,
I got the money back. three
nice.
months later, there's a package at my doorstep with the stuff in it. Like not everything. There's definitely some stuff that I didn't order, and I don't
Uh-huh,
know what it's like, why it's there. But
interesting.
yeah, free stuff. So
Yeah, free stuff, there you go. I mean, that's not your mistake, that's his, but,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I will say, you know, to pat thick on the back again. Like every time I get a package from him, it's like all nicely packaged. Everything's flat in its own bags. I got a couple, CAC heads and stuff like that, all in their own bags and stuff. And then I got visors, and they were all individually wrapped in like little bubble wrap.
yeah,
And I'm just like, oh, this is great.
yeah.
Such a better experience. Like I feel valued as a
You feel
customer.
valued as a customer.
Yeah, exactly.
Because especially when they throw in the freebies and like they'll always throw
Yeah.
in like a free decal, and I'm like,
Hmm.
dang. Thanks. I didn't
Yeah.
know I need this, but now I know that I do.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dang, I don't have enough like figures or blank heads or anything like that to make these.
I
So,
do wish they would make like a random decal like option, like because
mhm.
their decals go for like what, $1.50.
Yeah, dollar 50 depending on what you
I
get.
wish they would make like a random decal thing for cheaper, because
Mm.
sometimes you feel overwhelmed by like the options.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So having like a random, like especially for people that are starting out, like they
Hmm.
don't know what they want, they're getting like all confused. So
Hmm.
having like a random decal option to like just have something picked out, it will
Yeah.
help like beginners who don't know what they want.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe like a beginner starter kit where it comes with like 4 or 5 like just random stuff and it's like $5.
Yeah.
Um, and then maybe some extra goodies, but I
I
don't know.
do
Yeah.
know that Jonak does that. Jonak has these blind bags that he sells for like $5 and has
Mhm.
like 6 decals in them, which I do
Okay.
feel is like a good idea.
Mhm.
And it his decals usually go for $1, so it's not really like a price difference, but
Mhm.
there are like sometimes you can find like exclusives in the packs, which really remind me of Pokemon, and
Yeah.
it's just cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, I think he does like a lot of misprint stuff for like dirt cheap, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. We won Zipper pack. I'm glad you're enjoying
Yeah,
it, Zipper. I don't
we
want
did
you
it.
I don't want you to be underwhelmed or anything like that. Take care, Ben. Oh, and we have a star in the chat. Cuffle Bricks. Cuffle's been killing it on the
What's
shorts.
up?
Cuffle's been doing great stuff with the Ninjago shorts. But all right. So, yeah. I mean, customs are a little daunting, a little intimidating, for sure. Like if you haven't done it before, but I think once you do like one or two, it just gets a lot easier from there.
Yeah,
So
painted customs or something else,
some
because
people do crazy painted
I
customs.
know I want to be like those
Yeah,
people. Those
right.
people are amazing. Like my profile picture is of a painted custom that I've done just
Hmm.
solely of imagination. Like I just came up with this guy one day,
Yeah.
and I showed him on stream once. People gave him the name Commander Frosty. I just showed
Oh,
him on
I like
stream
that.
once, and that stream started a whole domino effect of what would become a fan-made like clone trooper like battalion
Hmm.
that my stream calls the Blizzard Battalion.
That's
Like
cool.
snow themed names. Like there's someone named Oh, I can't speak. Dang it. Sergeant Frostbite. There's all these different clones,
Mhm.
and it's really amazing because that just shows how a community can just make something up, and
Oh yeah, for
it's
sure.
fabulous.
Yeah, there was one person early on in my streaming when I started streaming. It's equal. I'm sure Scott and Bacon and everybody will remember who I'm talking about. But his bit was like, "Hey Cole, I'm in your walls. Like,
Why was
feed
there?
me."
There was somebody in my streams that did that. I
Yeah,
don't know if it was the same person.
maybe he's disappeared. I don't know. He
He's
I
in your
think
walls.
yeah, he's stuck in my walls. Maybe he's like not getting out anytime soon. He
Like
said, "Feed me." So
I
he's like,
remember,
"I'm
like
hungry."
in streams, there was somebody who would say, "I'm in your walls. I'm gonna come out of your closet when you sleep." And
Yeah,
I'm like, should I be scared? Is this a threat? Is
yeah.
How do you know where I live?
Now every time I hear a bang, because I live like in apartment complex, so it's like every time I hear a bang or a thud, I'm just like, it's equal. He's coming for me.
He's here. He's coming for me.
Yeah, the psychological warfare. Oh my gosh. That's where they get you. Yeah, I miss him too, Scott. Oh man, he'll be back. Blue Gecko,
Coming out of
what's
the
up?
walls.
Oh, there's Bacon. I summoned equals spirit and bacon shows up. But all right, so that was custom minifigs. Unless there's anything else you want to add before I change over to mock building.
Not really, no.
Okay. But I do like your Sergeant Frost there. I didn't even know he was painted. That's a really, really good job.
Thank you. Like we made a Reddit about it and everything, and it's not
Nice.
as active as it was, but it's still cool to see,
Oh
like to
yeah.
go on there and see what people have made, like Blizzard Battalion themed.
hmm I don't go on Reddit anymore. I used to check out the Lego and Lego Star Wars threads and subreddits and stuff like that. I can't.
Yeah,
It's too crazy.
there's there's a lot of negativity, but there's a lot of positivity as
There
well.
is. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got like the custom Lego clone subreddit, which I've been a part of for years now, and
I'm a
it's
part of
really
that.
nice to see what people have made. It's really nice to see how people are encouraging people,
hmm
especially when there's some awful clones like Sharpied. Like there was,
Yeah.
I feel like a month ago there was somebody who just made a bunch of Sharpied clones, and it was 50-50
oh,
on like there was somebody who was just like, I thought this was from 2010, like this was your 2010 collection, but
yeah.
I thought they were all right for Sharpie clones. But the one thing that triggered me on it was they used like the 2020 Airborne Trooper,
Mhm.
and that thing brand new goes for like $80. So seeing them Sharpie on it was just a little painful to me.
Yeah. Okay. We're going back to custom clones because it brought back some memories for me. So this is one of my old videos. I don't know when it's from. 12 years ago, 13
Is that
years ago.
Sharpied or painted?
That's painted.
Oh, dang.
So I think yeah. So this guy, um, I think it was like an old motorcycle helmet, stormtrooper body, and I just did blue Sharpie all over it. So it's kind of like a Senate Commando kind of thing.
It reminds me of Halo or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I was so into Halo. Um, oh man, is there anything else? No, it's just me gawking over the MTT and then
Is that
gawking over the ATOT and stuff. As a kid, I'm just like, it's only $250. I can afford that. I just
little
got to
did you
mow 10
know in a
lawns,
few years?
right? It's just worth so much. Oh my gosh. I gotta go back in time. Show you some custom clones that I've done.
I I think I've only done like three
Start.
Sharpied clones in my lifetime.
Oh, that's the biggest offender right there.
Oh,
That's
I
pretty.
like that phase one up there with
I'll
like
go
the
back to
shaved
that.
helmet. That was cool.
All my gunners, like
Oh, those are nice.
they look good, but I just destroyed them. I feel so bad.
Bro,
Hopefully, not too many
that's
people are
my camera
cringing.
quality. What the heck?
That was my webcam back in the day. Oh, and I just
Oh my,
absolutely look at that. Oh my
it's
gosh.
beautiful.
I still have that too. I have a whole bag of just like
Wow.
sharpied and painted clones that are just destroyed. But luckily I've been able to salvage a lot of them. So
The
that's
pilots are pretty cool. I like the gunners, sorry.
yeah.
They are pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah. This guy. Love it. I love it.
Love all those X's.
Yeah, I forget what what this guy's name was, but I literally just drew on a piece of paper with like, ballpoint pen and just taped it over the, helmet and stuff like that.
I feel like for customs, this is definitely like the medieval ages.
Yeah,
If
cuz go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, you can go.
So what I did for this was I printed out the, decals and stuff on printer paper, and then I took my mom's clear nail polish and like brushed it over the parts to seal it
Yeah,
in there.
back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, 30p.
Nice.
But yeah, it's that's just what we had to work with. And I didn't show my face for the longest time.
I've not shown my face yet.
Yeah, I just
I want
I
to
don't
do
know.
a face reveal soon, but like
There's no
I'm not I'm
rush.
not I'm not planning on a date or anything because I know when I show my face, I'm gonna lose all my subscribers.
Nah.
I know how this thing works.
I mean, so the first like decade of my channel, I never showed my face, and then when I came back, I never like showed my face or anything like that either. But since I started doing live streams, I'm just like, it's just weird if I just don't show my face, and I can do a lot more if I show my face. So it became more of like a like out of necessity I did it. So
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I have like shown my face with like a mask and glasses on and like a hoodie and whatnot. I actually did get the Bo-Katan Black Series helmet
oh nice,
because it is like
that's really good.
Bo-Katan is like my favorite Mandalorian armor.
Hmm.
Like it is my favorite. The designs are awesome,
The
and
colors, yeah.
I just thought that I could wear the helmet if I had to do something like that at some point in time.
Hmm.
Because there are some pretty big Lego YouTubers that still haven't shown their face.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I think it Brickley just kind of showed his face this year, and he got up to like 10K subs without having to show his face.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I
Who
mean,
am I thinking of
yeah.
that like who am I thinking of? I can't remember his name, dang it. His logo is the skeleton.
Oh,
Sacred?
Sacred. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't show his face, and even
He's like
TD Bricks doesn't really show his face. He does, but like it's not like
it's not like
always there.
the main thing.
Focus, yeah. So I mean, you can definitely get away with it.
Yeah.
But like with this live content stuff, I don't know. At least for me, I would want to see somebody like an actual person and stuff
Yeah.
instead of just hands. But if it's for a video, that's different.
Yeah.
So I just said, whatever. All right. So mock building.
Yeah, I had some questions on
Yeah,
mock
I mean,
building.
you said you wanted to get more into it, and you've made mocks. You're
I've
just not uploading them yet.
yeah, I've made mocks. I've made like the most crappy mock you've ever seen on stream before, and it was like Camino. It was absolutely garbage. I don't
Ah,
have it anymore.
that's
So
okay.
I used a blue base plate and just gray bricks,
Hmm.
and I made a platform, and I tried to make the round dome that the
Hmm.
Camino like buildings are.
Yeah.
Like I didn't make the full building. I made like cut it in half basically. So it wasn't even round. It was like a square with curved corners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but the main thing I wanted to ask about was like ships in
Hmm.
vehicles because you've done like quite a bit of ships
Yeah.
and vehicles.
I like the vehicles.
Yeah, like I had like the only vehicles I have are like Lego ones because
Hmm.
what I do is upgrade like I want to say upgrade them. I don't know how I'd put this. The ITS transport, like the Tanta 4 but smaller and blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
I I've upgraded that to make the interior bigger
Hmm.
and like more space. I was somehow able to like cuz there are these Technic pieces in the way of the cockpit and
Hmm.
the gunner area and like the middle transport area. I was able to somehow take those out and make like hallways basically or like doorways into the gunner pit and um the pilot seat, the cockpit.
Okay.
But the main thing with that is those sets are already built. Like those are just
Hmm.
things I have to modify. That's not something I've actually built.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
mean,
I just wanted to know like how do you come up with it? Because there's definitely um like pictures online on what you're gonna build and stuff.
mhm.
How do you add that much detail and like complexity to like these ships?
Gotcha. So, kind of like what you you did, where you just modify an existing set, that's a really good way of kind of like learning how to structure things because you're tearing it apart and analyzing it. So it kind of gives you a little more reference from when you do your own stuff.
Right.
Um, but some of my things that I do, like for example, this the AAT that I did, like this is like the 2009 AAT, but just
Yeah.
tan. But there's some parts that are like unique that I had to like modify and stuff. Like this whole top part here is like basically custom.
Yeah.
And then same with like this front part here, that kind of thing. So, yes, it's an existing set, but I kind of made it my own, changing things here and there. Um,
Yeah.
but then you get into like the crazy stuff like my ion cannon where it's like massive and stuff, and that's just going to take you a long time.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of kind of trial and error, but learning kind of like, I guess, um snot techniques, that's something you would think is easy, but there's so many different like very minuscule height differentials between all of them that like make it really uh tough to work with because there's some that are like flat right on the plate, and then there are others that are like a little higher up on the plate, so you
Yeah.
can't like stack them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing curved things is really hard. But if you utilize Technic into it becomes a little easier. Um, but like, let's see if I can grab this. Oh, like, this is my Zillow Beast that I'm working on,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look good right now. Like, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a bunch of plates and fixing and stuff like that. But I have the basic structure, and that's kind of like the hardest part. I think is getting that basic structure. Now it's just doing the detail work and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Um, but yeah, so don't be afraid to look at other people's work for reference, whether it's Lego or another mock builder or something like that. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, you're going to make it your own, whether you want to or not. Like, just sometimes you don't have the parts to recreate something one to one, so you have to kind of use your imagination and do that kind of thing.
Yeah. I've kind of done that before. I
Mhm,
saw some like smaller scale Republic gunship that I just looked the tutorial for and I built it. And then
mhm,
I saw so many flaws or stuff that I wanted to improve on. So I
mhm,
just like, because the video I looked at, the cockpit only held like one person.
mhm.
I was I was able to make that cockpit hold two people and still
Okay.
look relatively decent. I
Mhm,
don't remember the size. I think it was like 6 by 4. Like
mhm,
that's how much space I had to fit two people in there.
mhm.
Like the person just took the minifigure and laid them like all out on those like 6 studs. I
Mhm.
found a way to cram two people in there, had to modify the front a little bit and but it worked out.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I mean, and another thing I've been seeing is like people think you need to go like real big with mocks and super like hyper detailed, but
Yeah.
this is like the worst mock I've ever done, and it has over 100,000 views. It's like my original Zillow Beast mock, and like you look at it and it's like you get the gist of it, but it's not like anything like absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? Um, so sometimes the idea is just worth, the build.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there were a lot of negative comments on here, but like at the end of the day, they still clicked on it because they found it interesting, kind of thing.
Yeah, because you don't really see that many people making Zillow Beast anything out of
No,
Lego.
not at all. Um, and then like, I got a little more creative. This was my first like modular type thing where it was very plain and simple. But I had a lot of I guess detail areas. Like this was a construction site. This
Yeah.
was like maybe like going into a temple or a really nice like office type area. This was like a garage, and then this is just a road. So it's
Yeah.
like nothing crazy. Um, but don't think you need to have everything like super detailed to make something. I mean, even my most recent mock that I just did, like I didn't tile off anything. Like my bridge that I made that sat the that the AT sat on, I didn't use any tiles, and I didn't get one comment saying like, that's a lot of studs.
Yeah.
It was a super basic bridge, and it was just to help tell the story. So if
That's yeah.
yeah,
Keep going.
uh, yeah, sorry, my last thing. If your mock is telling the story, then that's all that matters. Like, it doesn't need to be this like hyper smooth, hyper realistic type of build, because people appreciate story more than the quality, I guess.
Yeah, that just goes with basically every video, not just including like mocks. Like you want to tell an interesting story. Like Coconut Brick Studios, he made those mock videos on
Mhm.
like what if scenarios.
Yeah, yeah.
He was telling a story, and that's how they got like so popular and so many views because he was telling a story
Hmm.
just from a different perspective that most people would typically expect.
Hmm. Yeah. And then the builds associated with it were like, they weren't jaw-droppingly detailed, but like, you know,
They
they're
help tell the
conveying the
story.
story. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the most important thing is just figuring out why you're doing the mock. Um, you know, there's hundreds, maybe thousands of Hoth mocks, but what's gonna make yours different from like all the rest? Because everybody's gonna have the door and an AAT
Wampa.
or ATAT. Yeah. So it's like, are you gonna have if I was going to do a Hoth mock, I would do it like there's a game mode in Battlefront 2 and the OG Battlefront 2 where it's the rebels versus the Wampas.
Those were
I
the
think that would be
days.
really, really cool to kind of redo or like make into a mock. Like, because it's an out of the box idea that I don't think a lot of people have done. I could be very wrong. Um, but yeah, it's all about the idea. If you're going to do something generic, it's going to have to be like jaw-droppingly detailed and everything like that. But if you're doing something unique, you can get away with like it not being crazy
Yeah,
detailed or large or anything like that, because bigger isn't always better.
yeah. I. It also has to be interesting to the audience
Yeah.
because, like, if it's just like that one behind the scenes things from episode 2, like, no one's really gonna care because no one's really seen it.
Hmm.
But if it is like Battle of Geonosis, something like that, like, it doesn't have to be on scene. People know what the Battle of Geonosis was.
Yeah.
If it's just like a different part of Geonosis that's like clones fighting droids or something like that, then that's
Hmm.
gonna catch people's attention.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be unique because it's not on screen. It's a different part of Geonosis.
Hmm.
You probably make your own legion and put them in there if you wanted
Yeah.
to,
Hmm.
and it's going to be what people are familiar with. They're going to know what Geonosis is, but it's also going to be somewhat unique to like people that typically know what Geonosis is and they're like, oh, I've seen it all. It's going to be unique in some way.
Yeah, exactly what you said. It's like, start with the basic idea and then just put a twist on it, basically. Like you said, Geonosis with like inserting a legion or something like that. I've seen a lot of really cool things where it's like, I mean, I was watching a podcast last night from uh I forget Firebird Bricks was on it. Your average brickheads or something like that.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm still learning a lot of stuff, but um they were talking about Rich Boy Jay's like mock of like the a base that he did.
The First
And
Order?
yeah, the first order base.
Yeah.
And they were just going through all like the little nuances, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like just every little thing. Like I guess it was Jar Jar with like cleaning the floors or something like that. Like that was just a funny little thing. Um, but like just adding those little kind of Easter eggs, I guess, into the box is really cool.
Yeah, I love to see when huge mocks are able to pull that off
Yeah.
because you'll see these huge mocks. I don't remember where I saw it. There was some YouTuber who had this mock. I don't remember who it was, but they had all these little secrets.
Hmm.
It might have been SW Bricks and Figs. It
Okay.
might have been him.
Hmm.
I can't remember which mock it was though, but he added a bunch of different secrets, like his Coruscant. Was it Coruscant or Temple? Jedi Temple. I can't remember. But he had this little armory in like the secret part of the mock, and it
Hmm.
had clones like getting ready for battle and whatnot. And if you're able to tell multiple little stories in one mock, then you're doing something right. Because
Yeah.
you had the whole battle up on the top, and then you have this small little armory down below, which clones are getting ready. You're telling like two different stories at the same
Hmm.
time.
Yeah. You got to definitely utilize the space that you have. If you're gonna make a mock that's like two gray base plates big, like that's not a lot of space in the grand scheme of things. So inserting as much as possible is really important, especially if you're going to be displaying at a convention or something. You want people to stick around for a while and really explore every nook and cranny of your mock. Just more eyes and a lot more appreciation from
Yeah,
people.
because just the most important part is if you like it, if you like how you made it, and it doesn't really matter how other people are going to like it as long as you're happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it goes to the show like, if you really enjoy something, the passion will show with that. And in turn, others will see that and enjoy it as well. But always just, work on something that you want to. So like you said, had a Kashyyyk mock that you made or you're still in the progress of making, but you know, if that's what you want to do, then awesome. Just remember to make it like unique, like put a little twist on it.
Yeah,
But you'll learn techniques as you go, whether it's through like tutorial videos. Coconut has great tutorial videos,
yeah,
um,
I've seen a bunch.
and then and just doing it. Once you get your kind of like parts collection growing and stuff like that with each new project, and just whenever you go to the Lego store or whatever you order off of Bricklink or something like that, then the more pieces you have to work with for the next project.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've seen like some of my viewers that watch my channel, they've made mocks. They're like smaller channels, like
Hmm.
smaller than me, and they make mocks that are like small, but also really detailed and really cool.
Hmm.
They tell a story. They're not like the multiple story aspect, but they definitely tell a story. They're detailed,
Hmm.
and I just think they deserve more attention,
Hmm.
like, because they have like a lot of aspects going on, lots of
Yeah.
color, especially like that's another thing, just color,
Hmm.
catch the people's eye with the color. Like even if it's like this like gray, maybe like muddy like terrain and whatnot, you want to have that like that color that catches the people's eye, like maybe green,
Hmm.
like if you're doing like a forest or whatnot and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I've really like it's something about like the small mocks that are like super detailed, like they just look so good. As opposed to like seeing, I guess maybe the YouTube space is just saturated with like huge mocks and bases and stuff like that, to where now it's like it's old. Like, it's
Yeah,
still cool and it's impressive, but it's like, okay, like another giant mock on like a random clone base. Like cool. But then, you see all these like little ones with like, there's a story going on. It's like, oh, two troopers getting ambushed, or, you know, the speeder chase kind of thing. And it's like on this little thing, but it's like super detailed and nice. And there's a color palette on there, with all the greens and browns and grays and everything like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's really, really cool.
that's including army building. Like
Mhm,
it back in the day, army building was like really impressive. It still is now, but like
mhm,
what people want to see now is like I wouldn't say customs, but I would definitely see more unique than just the same figure over and over and over again. People want
mhm.
something new. They want
Yeah.
something unique. They want something they've never seen before.
Yeah, for sure. And I, I'm kind of trying that with my clone army now. I'm thinking more in terms of like not how many I can get. It's like how many is enough for like I guess the good of the army kind of thing. I have a bunch of P1 regulars, which is great. But when I bought the first 501st set, I got I think 9 of them. And I'm just like, okay, that's a good amount. I'll stop there. And then when this new battle pack came out, I'm just like, oh, okay, like I only want 4 because 4 will get me to like a platoon or something like that. I don't know the size offhand,
Yeah.
but to where like it'll be accurate numbers and everything will be like even. Like there's not going to be more heavies than regular grunts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
that's what somebody on Reddit told me once, and I had
mhm,
to agree with him. He said he would prefer multiple squads of different legions, different colors, different all of that
mhm,
to just one squad or like one army of just normal clones.
mhm, yeah.
And I have to agree with him on that. It's a lot better to have a variety
Mhm,
because one, it's just better and it's like for mocks especially, you're gonna have a bunch of different like options to choose from instead of just the normal like phase 1 or phase 2 shiny clones.
mhm, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I always liked the when I came back to the Lego scene, like I had to check out like, what I missed and army building was huge back when, I was doing YouTube and stuff cuz, David Solid Bricks always had crazy large armies, but it was just all, white clones. So it's like, that's cool. Like you got a lot of them in number wise, but as far as like diversity in the army there wasn't any but nowadays it's like people got a whole bunch of Kashyyyk troopers, Geonosian troopers, 501st, 212th. Now people are really trying to collect the purple guys and stuff like that, which is
Yeah.
really, really cool to see. And then they'll have their own little custom like Legion army too. And I'm just like, that's so cool. And then also with like recoloring sets, like I'm really into that. Like if I have more than one set, the second set is getting recolored absolutely
Oh yeah,
to
definitely.
whatever set like Legion that I kind of want.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. Um I've I don't know what I was gonna
No,
say.
that's all good, brother. All right, let's see what people are saying. Jonah, what up? Let's see. Your fave is the purples, said Jonah. I can barely read. What up, Craig's Lego Customs? Ivan, how's it going?
Craig, Ivan.
My monitor's so far away, so that's why I can't see everything. So sorry, everybody. Uh, but I have my phone here so I can see it. Yes, what Jedi Master said. Use code LM360. Use binoculars. I don't know what's going on. Chat's going crazy. So wild. Are there any like mocks that you've seen, whether it's recent or like a long time ago, that you're like, this is my favorite mock anybody's ever done? Because I would want to pull it up just to see.
I don't there was someone, I don't remember their channel name,
Hmm.
but they made this custom like built invisible hand with like
Okay.
a hanger and like the main like an elevator inside. Like it's not that big. It's like 3 feet long, and they somehow was able to like make a elevator from episode 3. They were able to add the cockpit. They were able like the chancellor's like prison
Mm,
room. They were able to add all of that.
gotcha. And you said it wasn't that big.
It was it's pretty big. I'm thinking like
Let's see.
like the official Lego Venator.
Mhm.
I'm thinking like one and a half of those.
Gotcha. Because I think I found something.
Oh, that's it. That's it
That's
right
it.
there.
Oh, I guessed right. Nice. This wasn't the first one. All right. So they're showing off the vendor and stuff, and that's really cool.
Yeah, the Venator is really cool.
We definitely need a UCS vendor
Oh,
eventually.
100%. If we get one day, people are just gonna make a fully decked out interior and everything.
Oh, absolutely. This one guy did a full interior of the Star Destroyer, like the UCS Star Destroyer, and
Yes.
it looks so good. But I'm at the kind of at the point now where it's like, okay, if Lego's not going to do it, I'm going to make an alternate build of my UCS Star Destroyer. I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, it's kind of hard to work with just gray. There's literally no other color in that set. Um, but
Like
I don't know.
somebody used, the Imperial the Imperial like the ship that had Moff Gideon,
Yeah,
that Imperial like cruiser.
yeah.
Someone used the Phase 1 Republic like station. I can't remember the name of the set, but it came out like
Oh yeah, the minifig
the
command
minifigure
ships.
packs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They used that to make like the Imperial cruiser somewhat like of a Republic one using the
Oh yeah, I
bricks
did
from
see
those
that.
set. I think it looks good. I think
Yeah.
if you're not like a huge Imperial fan, you can make it into a Republic one for like a pretty cheap
hmm
price.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I saw somebody do that, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could do an alt build of the light cruiser into a Venator, and I did, and it actually turned out pretty okay. It looks pretty good, but I've been getting a lot of good reception from it. But for people who want to play scale Venator, I made one using the light cruiser. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to build that. I didn't think it was possible, but yeah, this thing is awesome. We
Yeah.
definitely need an invisible hand
We've
set at some point.
has Am I thinking of the Invisible Hand or is it something else?
Yeah,
There
that's
was
what.
definitely another like alongside the Venator that came out, there was like a separatist vehicle.
I know exactly what you mean. It had like the big, I guess, like cannon thing on the side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was
I
the closest thing we got to it.
I can't remember what it was, but I do remember I wanted that set when it not when it came out, but like a few years after it came out, and I just never got it yet.
Hmm.
I do have the Venator. The Venator I just got from Bricklink, and
Oh, nice. That's the one set I'm kind of. I'm
are those UCS?
no okay. So sorry, I kind of just threw this on. This is like one of the videos I saw as a kid where I'm just like, oh my god, this is insane. So this was 13 years ago.
Oh yeah, those are the old snow speeders.
Yeah. So this guy made like the best Hoth I've ever seen. And I think it was featured in one of the visual dictionaries, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but he had all the old snow speeders, the old
All the shiny C3PO.
yeah, he had all the cool stuff, and he had three AAT air ATATs, and they were all custom made, and they were just so cool.
McDonald's, oh my gosh.
See, this is another thing with mock building. It's like, okay, yeah, it's Hoth. Like, what's so special about Hoth? But he has all these little rooms, like, McDonald's and everything
They
like that.
got
The
the
pizzeria.
McDonald's with the cold hamburgers.
Yeah. So it just, something like really cool to see kind of thing.
Yeah. That's another thing with mocks. You can, because like all these official licensed brands and stuff that
Mhm.
Lego will like almost never make. That's a reason to get into mock buildings because you can make them if you really want to. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I
You
don't,
can make anything.
I don't know why you would want to make like a McDonald's, but you can.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of Lego. You can just make whatever you want. That's why I'm like always confused. Well, when people say, I can't wait till Lego makes like another Venator. I'm like, you could just make your own Venator.
Yeah.
But I understand, like, they're the professionals. They're gonna design the sets and print the figures and all that stuff. But if you really want one so bad, you can just make it.
Yeah, because a lot of people will like I've heard this phrase time and time again. People would just be saying, "Lego doesn't listen to the fans, whatnot, blah blah blah." But for one, they actually do.
Yeah.
Some people are just too blind to see it. Like
Hmm. Yeah.
years ago, they wanted more clone troopers and whatnot, and they still do now. But
Hmm.
in the past years, we got like what, the 501st Troopers, 501st like Specialist Pack,
Hmm.
187th, Commander Cody, 212, all these different clone troopers. But people are still like not happy. They're not satisfied.
They'll never be
They're
satisfied.
never
That's
gonna
the
be
thing. Yeah.
satisfied. So if they want
Mhm.
it so bad, then do it yourself.
Yeah, make customs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
sure, it's not gonna be as good a quality as Lego, but like,
well, I mean, it depends. Like Culinary Customs, like that's
yeah,
probably better than Lego.
yeah. That's true. I mean, the quality for them is so awesome. I mean, the price is like really crazy too, but
I think it's reasonable
for
because
what you get, I think so.
they have to design them and print them using these expensive printers,
Mhm.
official pieces. They have to make their own helmets and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Clone Army Customs has been around since I started my Lego kind of journey,
They've
and I've
been out for
always wanted it.
years.
I've always wanted one, but I couldn't justify, to my parents like I want this minifigure, and they look at the price and they're like $40, and they're like, no, like you're crazy. Um, so it was just like never could pull the trigger on it because of how expensive they are. But I recently got a good deal on one. I think I picked one up for like $12 off like a Whatnot stream or whatever, which
Yeah,
I don't recommend you purchase through Whatnot, but sometimes like you can get really lucky. Um, so I got one for like $12 and it's like, oh, it's so awesome. Like the quality is just so good. Um, I know it's never gonna wear out or anything like that, but it's just really, really cool.
yeah. I remember my first Culinary Customs figure. Like I've only had like four, maybe
Hmm.
three, but I do remember the first one I've got, and it is still like special to my heart because it is one of
Hmm.
my favorite clone troopers that like Star Wars in general has made,
Hmm.
and that was Denel,
Okay.
Clone Trooper Denel. He's the like the Phase One trooper, dark blue colors,
Okay.
like
I think I know who you're
with the
talking about.
eye, like like he looks like he has tears on his eyes from like
Yes.
dark blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like one of my favorites, and I actually bought a Phase Two variant because he dies in like the Clone Wars like
Yeah.
season. I don't remember which season, but he dies. But Clone Army Customs made like a Recon Trooper variant of it,
Uh-huh.
and I have that one, and I still have it to this day, and
Oh,
I
that's so
love it.
cool. Yeah, that's another thing with customs. It's like, Lego would never make that, but the fact that it exists is really, really cool and interesting. Like, even though it's not technically canon, it's just really
Doesn't have
cool.
to be if it
Yeah,
makes you
exactly.
happy.
Exactly. Oh, I like this.
Oh, that's nice. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
The other
But
thing with
yeah.
customs is like people when you make them painted, decaled, whatever, you
Hmm.
always have that sense of pride that you made it. Like
Hmm.
no, there is even if it's like a decal that's like many people have done before, like
Hmm.
Captain Rex and whatnot, you have you just know like no one has made this before in the exact way that I made it. Like there's no
Hmm.
one like me that has made this before.
Yeah.
Because the custom community is small. It is
It
not
is
that
really
big.
small. Yeah.
Compared to many other Lego type communities, it is definitely on the smaller end, but that's what I and a lot of other people want to do. We want to spread the word of customs for people that have never heard of it before or just refused to listen to it because
Hmm.
when I first started out, I remember going on YouTube, seeing all these customs, thinking, man, I want to do that.
Hmm.
And then I just started doing it and I love it. And I just want to spread that joy and happiness to other people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got that same feeling when I made my Delta Squad. Like, I've wanted a Delta Squad for so long, for so many years. And
I
it's
still
like,
don't have one.
well, that's the thing. It's like, so many people have made Delta Squad before. Like, it's not special, but like when you make
Yeah,
it yourself, like as you were saying, it's just like, I made it. Like, I finally have it and I made it and stuff like that. And you'll get Delta Squad soon enough. Like,
I know I
I
need
think,
to.
at least I know for sure Thick Fig has like a pack where you can get all four of them in
Yeah.
one.
I would probably buy the Clonery Customs helmets because I just
That's
prefer
what I
the
did.
design of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did. I'm just like, oh man, like I'm gonna splurge on this. So I got them
Yeah.
all in Cloner Customs, which they look amazing. But I got to redo Sev because as I was putting on the arms, my fingernail accidentally scratched the torso.
Oh
So now
no.
there's a big gash in the front of his torso. I'm like, crap. Like that was the only one that I really wanted. Like Sev's my favorite out of all of
Yeah,
them.
Seven. I like Scorch. Scorch is just funny.
Scorch is cool, and so is Boss, but like I just wanted Sev so bad.
Yeah, definitely for people that are starting out decaling, you always want to buy two decal sheets
Yeah.
because it will probably be more expensive, but
Mhm.
if you mess up, you always have a backup plan.
Yeah, yeah,
Like if you've done once you know you're capable of decaling really well, then I would say it comes cheaper because you're able to buy like one of the decal things and know for a fact you're not gonna mess it up.
yeah, for sure. That's why I got the 20 of the, just regular P2 grunts. It's like when I was making them, just like, I have extras, which is good, but this is more to learn kind of thing. And, I did pretty well on them, but then I took like a couple of months off of decaling and I'm just like, oh, I still know what I'm doing. And I ended up just ruining all of the customs that I did because I put too much clear coat on. So
Yeah,
my
clear coat's a
Bly, my
monster.
Imperial Cody, my whole Delta squad, they all have just like some parts on the legs and arms where it's just yellow from the clear coat.
That's what
So,
people do the most when they
mhm.
mess up, is what I feel like. That or misaligning it, but misaligning it is something you're never gonna fix.
Yeah, it's always going to be a little
It's
off.
always going to be a little misaligned,
Mhm.
and a thing that like if I see this decal and I'm like, ooh, I want to make that. I try to like Google, not Google, but like go on Instagram and like YouTube and see if anybody's made them before
Mhm.
to get like some where does this part of the decal go? Where's this part of the decal? A lot of the time you'll see people making these decals and no one can really agree on which piece goes where.
Mhm.
You'll see a lot of the time people just put them in different places and that's like unique. That's something they made. That's something that you can probably do yourself if you wanted to.
Yeah, for sure.
But yellow the spray is devastating to some people because it will
Mhm.
make it look yellow,
Yep.
and I've had that happen before. What I have learned is what you want to do in that situation is you want to peel the decal off of the part
Mm.
and you want to take some like rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip
Mhm.
and you want to put the Q-tip in the rubbing alcohol and rub the sealant off
Yeah.
because it will come off and then you're able to reuse that part again for
Oh, so it's
like
not trashed. Yeah.
yeah, because
Interesting.
you don't want to decal on an already sealed part. It makes it harder. It makes it
Oh,
look
yeah.
not the best, but
Mhm.
you're able to do that and save yourself a few bucks so you don't have to buy the replacement parts.
Exactly. Yeah. For my named characters, I use official Lego parts. But if I'm doing like, for example, the 2025 P2 grunts, I got third party Lego bodies for them and they work fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna use them the whole lot. I don't want them to be crazy good quality. Like I don't need them to be crazy good quality. So I just went the cheap route I mean, at $1 a figure, like, that's a steal.
I use official torsos that I bought from Bricklink, like legs and torsos. I
Mhm,
bought them from Bricklink with the printing on the torsos because, like, for one of those, the official, if you find the right places, they could go for like, I bought mine for like 57 cents a piece.
mhm.
So they're definitely cheaper than like if you bought them on like a official like decal seller.
Yeah, yeah.
But for the helmets, I usually just use like the knockoff brands because um you know I want to save money for the decals, and
Mhm.
sometimes you just have a budget and you don't want to go over because once again these are just pieces of plastic, all right? You don't want to
Yeah,
go over budget.
for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, um, I'm working on a video right now, and it's like, how to grow your clone army for, like, dirt cheap kinda thing, and one of my points, I guess, was, getting the, um third party, like, Lego clone helmet, and then just getting the decals for, whatever trooper you want. Like, in my case, it was the regular P2 grunt.
Yeah.
And I had a whole bunch of P1 grunts from, like, the minifigure packs. So all I really had to do, because the armor styles were so similar, like, you really couldn't tell the difference. So all I
Yeah.
had to do was make the helmets, and that saved me so much money, and the quality was still kind of there because the bodies were official Lego. So I
Yeah.
ended up making, like, I ended up doubling my army for, I think it was like 20-25 bucks.
Yeah.
So
There's um there's definitely like people you can commission to make figures. I've never done that
mhm.
because it's like a little bit more expensive,
Oh yeah, for sure.
but I would probably do that if it was like some really super rare limited edition decal that you'll never get ever again, and if you mess this
Mhm.
up, you'll regret it for the rest of your life type situation.
Yeah, because it was like a 1 out of 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Because if they mess it up, they can just reprint it.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
There's definitely some good commissioners out there, and so, I actually do commissions. I just forgot I did that. I do commissions.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if someone here wanted to, hire you for commissions, how would they go about doing that?
So what they would do is they would email me, and they would
Mhm,
email me what figure they want,
mhm,
and I would go through what I have. I would go through if I have the right decals, if I have enough pieces and whatnot. I would count up the price for that. And if I didn't have said pieces, then I would have to get a down payment to order from the actual sellers of those pieces
gotcha.
to to bring them over to me. And
Mhm.
then I would decal the figure. I would like put like pieces, like labor costs, shipping, all that. And yeah,
Nice. Okay. Nice. It seems like you got a good system.
yeah.
Cool. All right. So if you guys ever need, commission based decals, we got you guy right here.
Yep.
So just shoot him an email. But sweet. Well, yeah. Okay. Terry's here. What up, Terry? I haven't seen you in a while. All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to cover before we did our farewells?
Um, what I did have one question for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what is your favorite clone legion, and what is your favorite clone armor?
Ooh, favorite clone legion. Probably I'm gonna go basic here. Um,
Oh yeah.
are you serious? Sorry, it's not you. Just
Technical difficulty, folks. It's fine.
I got copyright striked.
By
Are you
who?
kidding me? From probably from the. Are you kidding me? That's such baloney.
Oh my
That
word.
I've never gotten a copyright strike.
Seriously, MNR? Seriously?
Probably the merch. Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Darn. Sorry. I don't even know if they can hear us still.
That's annoying.
That's some buns. Yeah.
That's annoying.
Everybody's saying it's probably because the Beyond the Brick merch showed.
Yeah.
So
How's that copyright? You're helping promote it.
right. That's so dumb. I'm gonna contest it. All right, well. All right. I'm gonna end I won't end the broadcast yet because they'll boot everybody.
Can they hear us?
I don't think so.
People, if you can hear us, say banana. I don't know why, it just came to mind.
Yeah, I know. They disabled the stream for sure.
No.
All right, I'm just